let's get to it.
Today on the menu, we have some cuttings, some rare dragon fruit cuttings. It's a purple haze. This is what dragon fruit cuttings should look like. They're labeled, calloused over, got the core exposed and calloused over rather. This looks like some quality stuff here. Let this be an example. When you're doing cuttings, you have to let it callus over. You cut them, you let them sit out for a couple weeks until they get white and calloused over. And this looks like one that was just literally cut like the stem. The stem is the other part. You want to make sure that your dragon fruit is pointing the right way. This could have been just one long cutting that was cut. The stem is exposed. That's the part that you want to be, because that's what's going to root. Dragon fruit have spikes. Generally, if they're not labeled, the direction the spikes are pointing or the up direction. So, but let's see if we can get these potted. We have a couple things we're using today. Rooting hormone. You generally get these at any of your big box stores. This is dry though, so generally what I'm doing is I'm wetting the soil first and then I'm dipping the roots into this. Always using that mycorrhiza. Once those roots get established, they should shoot. And then we have our Azos. It's a new product I've been trying out. This is specifically for this sort of situation these are good for. Take a look at some of these deets. You can take a look online. This is more bacteria for growth, for new plantings, new cuttings. This is exactly what we want to use it for. And this stuff lasts forever. Now with these, you don't want to plant them deep. Like we're talking like half an inch. That stem is all that I want to bury. So first thing, I got some stakes in there. I'm looking to see where this is gonna go because I wet the soil with water. We're gonna just put down these ingredients, the beneficial bacteria, in the spot where I'm gonna just press the cuttings into, right next to the bamboo. That I'm gonna end up tying those two, stake them to the bamboo so that they stick upright. Alright, so now let's get that rooting hormone. The thing about this stuff is that once it gets wet, it kind of disappears. You want it to stick to the cuttings or whatnot. That is why I wet the soil first. And now I'm just gonna literally put it, as much of it as I can, around the cutting. The cutting I got a little bit damp first so that this will stick to it. It will adhere a little bit better. And that's all that I'm planning. I'm just sticking it on here, basically. Push it down a little bit. If you get it too deep, your dragon fruit will rot. And if you paid money for this, you don't want to waste any money. We're going to do the same with this other one. And again, I planted it right on top of the zone that I put that mycorrhiza and azos in. Let's get that saturated. Just like that, not too deep. It's sitting upright on its own. But if we get a breeze or something, as we do, I want to make sure that it's tied down. And then what I'm going to do after this, I'm going to put it in a nice shaded spot. You don't want these to get sun, not until they get roots. And I'm going to water these every once in a while, just enough. Like I don't want to see the water coming out of the bottom. And make sure you're using a well-draining potting soil. This is that mineral-based soil that I use for pretty much everything that I make. I've made plenty of videos on it. I'm sure I'll make more because that's like the most important part for any garden. And we're just going to use this tape. If you're in Vegas, support Star Nursery. Star Nursery, get some of that from there. You can order this online. It's just green elastic. It's like elastic tape. You just want to tie it to the stake. And like I said, I'm not trying to drown these in water. I'm just going to water the tops once it's dry. So depending on the season, if it's the middle of summer, then yeah, I'm going to water it, every 2 to 3 days. But you really want to protect these from getting sun. So you want to put them in a nice shady spot and just keep them damp. The warmer it is, the faster it'll root. I've seen people root these in water directly. Like you get a container of water, you only bury as much as I buried. and then you put that over a heat mat and it roots that way as well. In fact, I've seen it root faster, but this time I'm just gonna do it this way. I need time to get a space all set for them anyway. And if these were to rot or anything, you just cut above the rot, you peel back so that stem is showing, and then you start over. It's that simple, guys. And there you have it, dragon fruit cuttings. Do the liking, the sharing, subscribing. Let's learn together. That's what it's about. I love this hobby. Dragon fruit, let's grow.